Welcome to today's episode of Alan Wake. How are you doing? Hopefully you have a wonderful Monday. Hmm. Video commentary? But yes, I am continuing where I left off, and the biggest problem is that I don't remember. Good day, how are you? Yes, I am continuing this. And same rules apply that I try to play this.
Help you folks? Name's Randolph. I'm the manager.
We're looking for Rose. Works as a waitress down at the diner.
Rose!
Rose, sure. Nice girl. Who wants to know?
I'm Alan Wake.
The writer, huh? I heard on the radio you were visiting. Well, I'll show you her trailer. That Rose, she's a nice girl. Always pays her rent on time.
As I was saying, Al, I found all sorts of weird stuff from the local newspaper's archives. This place is crazy. Disappearances, mysterious deaths, urban legends come true, and get this, most of this stuff takes place around Cauldron Lake.
Well, you ain't wrong, mister. The Indians thought the lake was a doorway to the underworld. I'm the God-fearing type myself. I don't hold with that sort of thing.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, there was an island there owned by a guy called Thomas Zane. Now, some of the articles I found about him make him out to be a famous writer, but I ran a bunch of searches, couldn't find a single thing he wrote. Zane was heavily into diving, so much so that the place came to be called Diver's Isle. But the volcano under the lake erupted in 1970, and Zane went down with the island.
Come on, mister. I'll take you to Rose's trailer. Yeah, how about that? It was there in the morning, as if it had fallen from the sky. But it would take a tornado to lift something like that. We're damn lucky it didn't crush any of the trailers.
It gets better. A local girl, Barbara Jagger, drowned in Cauldron Lake just a week earlier. They were lovers.
Sure, Jagger's a local spook story. The Scratching Hag comes for you in the dark. Childish stuff like that.
Anyway, Al, I'm just getting to the best part. All of the articles about this stuff were written by Cynthia Weaver. I asked around, and she's that crazy bag lady you met.
What, the lamp lady? She can be a little loopy, but she's not homeless or anything.
Yeah, anyway, she knew both Jagger and Zane before they both died, and she had some kind of a breakdown.
There's the connection, I was saying. Thomas Zane and
Well,
Barbara
mister,
Jagger.
this here's Rose's trailer. You mind me asking what you want with her?
We're just here to talk to her, pal.
It's weird playing this game and then knowing playing Alan Wake 2 because I am getting all the references in Law and Order. There's that Hemos. I want that Hemos. Minna, haluaa kahvi.
Welcome to... Oh dear, Mr. Wake. I'm so glad you're here.
Rose, you have my manuscript?
Oh. Oh yes. Yes. Please, come in.
Hey, this is really good.
Rose,
Yes,
my manuscript. I really need it.
I understand. I know what you need. A muse to inspire you.
Oh, for Barry. She doesn't have anything.
Yeah, hey, Al, what's... Oh...
Barry! What? What?
It's coming for you, hiding in my barber's skin. I'm too weak to stop it. You must turn the lights on.
I promised I'd come visit you and your lovely wife. You must finish what you started. I insist.
You must turn the lights on. Turn the light on.
Back to work, boy.
I felt
That was
nauseous,
intense.
hungover. Only anger kept me going.
But thank you.
I can't tell reality from dream anymore, but it seems I have an imaginary editor to help me. She's an old woman in a funeral dress. I call her Barbara Jagger. She's very strict. I'm writing faster and faster. My manuscript is being heavily revised. The edits are getting very aggressive, and each day there's less of me and more of her. I hate it, but I know she's right.
So
She
Barbara
promises me
was
I can save
here
Alice this way.
in the
She
first
wants
one
more
and
this time
Tom
again,
was
not the
in the
complex
second
incantation
one.
I'm attempting.
Okay,
About this
but
place. She's worked with another writer under similar circumstances, Thomas Zane. The genre of the story seems to be shifting. It's turning into a horror story. I'm getting close. I can feel it.
But thank you, Gabriel Fizzy, for the follow. Welcome. How you doing? Hopefully are you doing well. I think she's a fan.
Rose took a day from me. I had less than 12 hours left to meet the kidnapper. All I could do was get Barry into the car, work something out once I got on the road.
Welcome to the Oh Dear Diner. What can I get you today? Coffee?
I couldn't work up much hate for Rose. Something had used her to get to me and left its mark.
First refill is free. Milk and sugar on the counter there. Would you like to hear today's specials? Thank you. A nice day. Come back soon.
Barry was out of it. He was way too heavy to carry.
You're right. I deserve more money. I'm so handsome.
My gun and flashlight were gone. I'd have to find a way to get Barry into the car as quickly as possible. There was no time to waste.
Randolph calls the police.
Mr. Randolph liked Rose. That little smile she had. How she was still sweet when life had tried so hard to make her bitter. It wasn't any of his business what she did in her trailer. But those strangers, the writer and his smart-ass sidekick, looked like trouble. And they'd been in there for hours, way past her normal bedtime. He reached for the phone and called the sheriff's station.
So Randolph thinks it was something not so innocent we did. So that is jump. I am just checking all the controllers. Is there is control spot. There is no buttons. Well, I am just hoping I am still know how to play.
I just stepped outside to catch a breath of fresh air. Let me tell you, the weather's getting heavy. Nights like this make me especially glad I'm here talking to you and not home in bed. Once the weather takes a turn like this, I can't sleep at all. It's all tangled bed sheets and dark thoughts, punctuated by the occasional plunge into nightmare. Is it just me? Well, perhaps it is. But I hope I can make the night a little bit easier to get through. Caller, you're on KBF FM.
Hey, Pat, it's Walt Snyder.
What's on your mind, Walt?
Well, I ain't the way you are, but, well, I can't sleep either, you know? I just been staring out the window here, trying to make sense of it all, but, I ain't been drinking either, you know? I just...
Well, you sound like a man with a problem, Walt.
I had a, argument with Danny. You know Danny, and, then I got in trouble with the law, you know, and, I'm just, well...
I heard something like that, Walt.
Yeah, well, you know, he's, Danny's my best friend, and, they let me out on bail today, and now I'm just alone here at the window, you know, waiting. Man, and there's something in the air tonight, man.
I was just outside looking up at the sky above our broadcast tower thinking the same thing. What are you waiting for, Walt?
I don't know. You know, something's gonna happen. You know, I think I better go.
Well, Walt, maybe...
No, thanks, Pat.
Well, good luck to you, Walt. Hang in there. Let's take a little break, folks. This weather's really something else, huh?
How can I be sure you'll walk away?
Pat Main is still doing the radio show in Alan Wake 2. I have to save the baby. Save the baby. Save the baby. Baby. But yes, like I
You're gonna get it now.
Oh no.
God knows what you've done to that poor girl.
This is Agent
What?
Nightingale, FBI! Get him up, Hemingway! You're under arrest! You move a muscle, I'll unload right in your goddamn face! Stay right where you are, Spillane!
What are? I'm standing right here, you goddamn maniac!
I hated to leave Barry behind, but there was no way I'd miss my appointment with the kidnapper.
Give it up, Mr. Wake. Come on. Make it easy
Ah, I'm stuck! Ooh. No, I have to go this way. Alanilla on huonompi kontrolli kuin minulla. No. I'm innocent. Many people can witness that I am innocent. I am innocent little boy.
Oh, damn.
That's what you get when you don't remember what happened last time. I think this is a little over the top. Dark pleasant sleeps.
For decades, the darkness that wore Barbara Jagger's skin slept fitfully in the dark place that was its home and prison. It was hungry and in pain. It dreamed of its nights of glory when the poet's writing had called it from the depths and given it a brief, terrible taste of power and freedom. The rock stars had stirred it from the deep sleep the poet had sunk it back to in the end. When it sensed the rider on the ferry, it opened its eyes.
Oh more. Oh boy. So darkness slept until Alan Wake came. Trap hazard. Noted. That didn't sound good. Oh boy.
This horror was everywhere I went, circling me. The cops didn't stand a chance. They were after a writer, not a monster.
Checkpoint reached. Nice. I need a flashlight. Any type of bright light can do. Oh boy.
This is James. Mulligan, Thornton, come in. Over.
Thornton here. James, we got both Wheeler and Rose in custody. They didn't put up a fight or anything. Why, they were... Hey, Mulligan, what are you doing? Come on.
Sit down and give me that. James, Mulligan here. Over. Go ahead, Mulligan. Over. We got Wheeler and Rose here. Wheeler's drunk or hopped up on something. Speaking of which, that Fed had a pretty distinctive whiff of Otis Scotch about him, if you know what I mean. Over. I don't have anything on that, Deputy Mulligan. Over. Well, whatever. Anyway, Rose is just being plain weird here. You better get Doc in to take a look at both. Over. Gotcha. You better get them here quickly. The, Fed's gonna want to interview Wheeler. Over. Oh, yeah, I'll bet he does. Looks like they have a lot in common. Mulligan out.
I could see the lights of the radio station in the distance.
Probably there. For some reason I was so sure there was gonna be a weapon.
I imagined that the broadcast tower in the distance was part of the local radio station. Maine seemed like a decent guy. Perhaps he could give me directions to the coal mine.
But that also...
Unnatural shadows clung to the gate. The darkness that was after me was trying to stop me. I wouldn't get through without light.
It also explains Maine in the second game, because he is doing a podcast. Damn good cup of coffee. Oh.
The old generator conked out. I'd have to see if I could fix it and try again.
Kick. At least I got first flashlight.
It took me a moment to recognize the flashbang grenades. They were an ideal weapon for my situation.
Team 1, come in. Over. Team 1, this is Sheriff Breaker. Report. Over. Team 2, come in. I need a report. Over.
Oh. Eikö that way?
And here's another call. You're on KBFFM with Pat Maine.
Yeah, Batman.
What's on your mind, Milt?
Well, I live near the trailer park, Pat, and there's a big ruckus going on over there.
Well, that's just up the road from me, too. What's going on, do you know?
I don't know, but there's a bunch of police cars there, lots of sirens, a helicopter buzzing around, and I think I heard some gunshots.
Gunshots?
Yes, sir, like from a pistol. So can you find out what's going on? Because it's just next door and they're popping off guns there.
They're still shooting?
No, it was maybe 10, 15 minutes ago. It sounds serious, Pat. I'm telling you, it don't sound like no party.
Well, I'm certainly going to give the station a call, Milt.
Okay.
You'll hear it here as soon as I hear from them.
Okay, thanks.
Whoop! Police! Help! I am innocent! For real this time! Oh, never mind. I am running low. Pat! Help me, Pat! I need help, Pat! Haista kukkanen.
I hope Maine could lend me a car to get to the coal mine.
Oh, why, hello, Lorna. What do you have for us?
Hello? Pat, help. Bright Falls Radio.
Well, thank you very much for that.
I know the FM is a frequency, but what K stands for? Because BF is Bright Falls.
Oh, here's a little surprise. The famous writer Alan Wake just walked in. Folks, I'm going to see if I can talk him into an interview.
Come on in, Mr. Wake. Oh, I'm so glad you could find the time to do this, Mr. Wake.
Nowhere to run now, Dan Brown. You back away from me. Don't hurt it.
Whoa. Everyone calm down. Put the gun down. We're all friends here, right?
Cool your jets, Nightingale. We got him.
Judas Priest!
What the hell's the matter with you? There's a civilian in there.
I know what is going on. Nightingale is possessed by the darkness from the very beginning. I think this is my theory. He was possessed by the darkness from the very beginning, and that's why he is kind of gun-happy. My theory. But that theory also works only if you think about the... Okay, that is an insult.
So many cliffs, it was ridiculous. That's what you get for naming a book The Sudden Stop. It was probably good I hadn't had the chance to tell Maine where I was going. I'd have to lose the cops and find my own way to the mine. Nightingale stared through the broken studio window into the dark woods. He turned around, started to walk out, but Maine grabbed his arm. "Young man, you almost shot me. You don't shoot off rounds at people like that. What's the matter with you?" Nightingale shook his arm free, marched out. His cheeks burned with rage and humiliation.
But of course the question is when they started to use that plot line. It might be that when they were making this, that they didn't just make Nightingale possessed. Ooh! Hey! Question. Shotgun ammo. I have questions. Oh!
There was no sensible reason for the power company work lights to be here. It was almost as if they'd been left for someone like me to use.
Ah, at least there was the checkpoint. Okay. Oof. Manuscript.
Sarah trusted her gut, and her gut said Agent Nightingale was an asshole. He felt wrong, and it wasn't just the smell of stale booze. It was in the way he flashed his badge, pulled rank, the look in his eyes when he wanted answers. Where was Alan Wake? What was this about an accident? Where was his wife? And most importantly, why did she let Wake go? He wouldn't answer her questions. Federal business was all he'd say.
Yep. Pick up everything.
Hello?
The most stubborn man I've ever met.
Alice? Alice?
Alan, I'm so afraid. He keeps me in the dark. Please help me. I look at you, Alan, and it's not you. Something else. Looking out from behind your eyes.
Alice, I'm here.
I'm so alone here. It's all gonna go to hell. You need to be careful. Cooperate.
The connection had been terrible, but that wasn't the only thing that hadn't been right with the call. She sounded wrong somehow, but she had called me.
Open. Oh, that is a flare gun. Okay, not using that. Ow!
The pipe wrenched itself loose from the bridge's steel framework. Wrapped in darkness, it floated in midair, twitching. For a moment, I didn't understand what I was looking at. The heavy object lurched at me with impossible force. I threw myself out of the way, but just barely. When I turned my flashlight on it, it shook in a dark rage before it flew at me again.
Pipe. To remember that.
I could see a railway bridge up ahead, and a warehouse of some sort on the opposite shore. I hoped I could find a car from there. The darkness that was pursuing me was growing stronger, and it was taking over everything in its path.
Ow! Ow,
Just started
ow.
to get interested in writing. Stephen King has been a source of inspiration to me. I thought about all the inanimate objects that had come to life in his books. No one is safe in a good horror story. Certainly not the protagonist. That's what makes them fun. This was anything but. The darkness could possess anything, and it was getting closer.
Okay.
I slammed the door shut right in his smug face. He pleaded for me to open the door. True to form, the asshole actually thought I would obey. I had no sympathy left, no guilt either, not for him. I took a moment to savor the scream. I bet I had a smile on my face. It was all that I had time for. The dark presence was inside the lodge with me.
Hold down to switch heavy duty fast. No. Compared to first one, the second one, this is not as horrible. I have to admit. I don't know why I never finished this. I have no idea. No. Whee! Termus! Flare. In light, you can hurt them.
We take the facts of our existence for granted, unaware that they are merely a thin veneer of desperate self-delusion, covering a vast cosmos of madness and horror. All too often, the stars are right. In Night Springs. Tonight's episode, A Family Occasion. Journalist Alvin Derlis' trip to study the local customs of an insular community in Night Springs has been less than successful. Until tonight.
Well, I'm glad you changed your minds about this. Ancient customs, local mythology. My editor loves this kind of stuff.
Well, Mr. Derleth, we don't want to feel like we're on exhibition, but you have demonstrated the seriousness of your intent.
Oh, I am serious. Really, just do your thing. I'll stay out of your way and observe.
Actually, I thought you could assist us. I'm afraid we are a man short. It would provide you with an intimate perspective.
Could I really?
Of course, Mr. Derleth.
Well, I guess that's the least I... What would I have to do?
Oh, here. Let me show you with a kiss.
What did you add?
Oh, Mr. Derleth, you have well pleased Nixie Perka, the dweller in flesh. Your body shall host his 1,000 young, and you shall be glorious. Shh, darling, be calm. Shh.
Alvin Derleth learned a harsh lesson. If you go looking for mythology, it may come looking for you. And such quests always bear fruit.
funny thing is I have never watched Twilight Zone. But all the references and this makes me want to. If there is a way to watch them, I would want to.
The darkness surged towards me, sucking everything loose from the ground into its depths, tugging at my clothes. I saw the flare the kidnapper had dropped and threw myself towards it just as I felt my feet leave the ground. The darkness embraced me with the force of a tornado. Somehow I managed to light the flare. The darkness roared and cast me away. I fell toward the dark waters of the lake far below.
Octavian Fall with the raid. Welcome to Alan Wake Remastered. How does this work? There. What were you playing? Genshin Impact. Did you win? Oh, there's a lot of pages. But how you doing? Hopefully you had a wonderful stream. As you can see, I played the original Alan Wake game that... Aha. I know where we are now. What is coming? Hello. And yes, I have officially finished Alan Wake 2 last week. And now well, there is one big game that is coming out this week. So that's why I don't want to start anything big. And this is one of the games that I have started streaming but never finished. And I never finished this game at all. So now I am trying to finish it. Oh! How am I supposed to... Aha! Ooh! Ooh! But now I know what I have to do. Because I figured that something I need to do, but... Ooh! And last one. Oof. And yes, this is still a horror game, but compared to Alan Wake 2, this is nothing. So I have actually feeling I can finish this. No problem. Of course not today. How dare you give me ammo and then say I'm full? And apparently I am full of batteries. Ooh, coffee. Coffee. In Finnish we call those kahvitelmari. Or just telmari. No, at least I don't see anything.
I had never been this glad to see the sunrise. I had a couple of hours to get to the coal mine. The coal mine wasn't far now. Today, I would meet the kidnapper, and he would give me Alice. I wouldn't give him any other choice. A drowning man will clutch at a straw.
Oh, I can drive.
Little by little, without realizing it, I'd come to believe that the story in the manuscript was coming true. The current of its narrative had taken me deeper and deeper into dark waters. Alice had been taken from me. Barry was probably in jail. I was a fugitive from the FBI. The whole world taken over by the Dark Presence was trying to destroy me. It all felt real, but it matched a textbook case of insanity.
Behold my driving. This is why I probably never get a car or a license. It will actually be like this. Yeah. Not gonna lie. It would actually be very much like this. Oh. Checkpoint reached. Never could join.
This is Pat Main, and you're listening to KBF FM. Folks, I want to apologize for kind of abandoning you to that looping music track last night, but I was detained. You see, I encountered a big shot G-man with an itchy trigger finger who could use a lesson in manners and a boot in the ass. Not necessarily in that order either. Now, folks, I know I'm not being very informative here, and I apologize for that. I really should just keep quiet, but I'm just so peeved right now, because some people just shouldn't be carrying badges. And I'm just glad that our Sheriff Breaker was there to straighten things out. And if someone I met last night is listening, let me just say, I'm sorry if my mouth got you in trouble. I'm pretty sure you're not the bad guy here. Godspeed, son. I hope you know what you're doing. Now, on a lighter note, I'll be talking to Dr. Nelson all morning. But first, a little music.
Yeah, it really feels that you get the patch too easily. And now that oh yeah, I came from there, okay. This was the way, yes. I am doing fine. I was sick this weekend. But at least I feel fine now. But how was your stream? Did you get any new characters? It was tiring. I can feel that. Yes, I think I am fine now. But today was a little woozy, so I was this day I was home resting.
Welcome back to KBF FM. Hope you enjoyed that tune. Now, Doc, you were talking about life.
I was saying something.
That special someone.
Yes. What I remember about this game that first they were.
Well, see, to me that's strange because I always pegged you as a hopeless.
To port pull. Oh no.
You got me there, Pat. But I think
life.
Look for it, and you need to do a lot of looking, sure. But the idea that there's that one special person out there for you, and if you miss
yeah, what I remember about this that
Isn't that depressing? Or, heck, childish even? There's plenty of fish in the sea. And apparently a fisherman has the fishing analogy for everything, but what you're saying, isn't that a little harsh?
Well, no. What I am saying is that your potential for finding that connection isn't limited to what's essentially a chance encounter. How is that harsh?
Yeah, well, I guess that's a nice thought, but let me say something personal here.
Okay.
Now, well, I don't disagree with you exactly, but I can't really fit that together with what I feel, what I felt for someone, because she was the one. She was. And I let her drift away from me. Maybe I didn't put in the work, I don't know, but, well, since then, and it was a long time ago, but since then there hasn't been anyone, not like her. And I'm not saying I dwell on her or haven't moved on. I liked my life. I'm not living in the past, but I do miss the way she completed me.
You can't argue with the heart, Pat.
I'm sorry, folks. I had kind of a scary experience last night, and let's just say it's shaken a few things loose.
Okay. That actually went a little real. But what I remember about this game, that they tried to make this, how does it, open world, like Alan Wake 2 for example. That is open world in that sense that when you open the areas you can go back to them. I remember they tried to do something like that, but I think that thing was cut. And then it became episodic. And yes, compared to Alan Wake 2, this is nothing. I actually know now that I can finish this. There's no problem. What is in here? Can I get here? Manuscript.
For Mott, spying on the writer on the ferry had been a disappointment. His boss had made Wake out to be something special, but Mott hadn't been impressed. He'd gotten a good long look at the wife, though, and he liked what he saw. Mott had fantasized about goading Wake into a fight, but it hadn't happened. Still, he'd get his chance to see if the writer had anything in him. He'd been promised as much.
And I'm sorry. That is very end. I know sometimes they are not in order, but still. It actually feels like I am missing something. Ow.
I was early. I was supposed to meet the kidnapper at noon in the main building. The coal mine was quiet. It was a museum now.
While lucrative at first, the mining steadily declined in the 20th century. The seams were rich, but hard to get at, and the volcanic activity in the area made the mine shafts particularly dangerous. And there's manuscript.
With Nightingale gone and the night wind blowing in through the broken studio window, Maine stared at Sarah. The sheriff looked away. Maine's voice shook with barely controlled anger. That boy's doing more drinking than thinking. I hope you know what you're doing, Sarah. He's got a sickness in his eyes. You take my word for it. He wants Wake for a reason, and it's not for anything good.
And I think that is the confirmation that maybe the dark presence has already obsessed him. In 1970, a volcanic eruption below Coulterland Lake, while relatively minor, caused most of the deep mining tunnels to collapse or flood. 32 miners lost their lives in the calamity, and all mining around Bright Falls came to a final stop. Now many of the remaining buildings are protected as historical landmarks. Oh.
I didn't want to go outside. Cops had to be looking for me. The noon sun turned the place into a sauna. The day dragged on. Different scenarios ran through my mind. Ways of how I'd torture the kidnapper to get Alice back. Or the different horrible things he could have done to her. I imagined her dead. I had no way of knowing she was still alive. It was killing me. I was running on blind hope. It was all a waste of time. The bastard never showed up.
Wake.
Where the hell are you?
Change of plans. You know where Mirror Peak is? It's a big mountain north of where you are. You follow the path from the mine, you can't miss it. There's a lookout point there. I'll be waiting.
I'm through being jerked around by
You
you.
want to see your wife alive? Because if you do, you better watch what you say to me. Do we understand each other?
I want to talk to Alice.
Yeah, and I want the manuscript. Don't keep me waiting, Wake.
Hello? Hello? Ah! I'm gonna kill him.
I had to get to Mirror Peak. It was close. Maybe closer than ever before.
Oof. When Thomas Zane fell for Barbara Jagger, it happened fast. She was young, vibrant, and beautiful, full of life. He had never been a very happy man, and without any seeming effort, she had changed all that. Zane felt good for the first time in his life. Everything she did was another piece of a jigsaw puzzle he hadn't even known he'd been missing. And best of all, she made the words flow, strong and sharp. She was his muse. No attacking Paul either. Is there anything here? No.
What the hell? The only way to reach the hillside ahead was to go through the building. I had to find a way to avoid electrocution.
Flare gun ammo, yes. I will take them all. Ow! Ow! That will leave a mark. And that's why it gave me flare gun. Let's try this again. Hello? Up. Wasting too much ammo. Coffee. Follow. Okay.
Some of the Taken retained echoes of their former selves, but these were just the nerve twitches of a dead thing. Nothing remained but a shell covered and filled with darkness. In most cases, these puppets were enough for the purposes of the Dark Presence. But for anything more elaborate, as with the writer, it was different. It needed his mind. And so rather than taking him over completely, it merely touched him.
What the hell is this? Full? How dare you say I am full? Okay. Use.
There was no way the flashbang grenades were standard power company equipment.
Are these the torchbearers? Sorry, I am doing the thing where I am drawing the connections because I have finished the second one before this. Script. I am missing some pages.
I stared through the bars of the jail cell. Barry stood behind me, swaying on his feet, looking as ill as I felt. Agent Nightingale stood on the other side of the bars with Sheriff Breaker. Nightingale had a stack of manuscript pages in his hand. He seemed unhinged as he gloated. Well, I've got you now, Raymond Chandler. It's all here. All the evidence, including conspiracy to murder a federal agent.
Finders keepers. You have discovered 5 of the hidden chests. That way I can get out, down. But first, if you don't mind. I am fine. How dare you say I am full?
I had no real plan. I was going to give the kidnapper all the manuscript pages I had for Alice. If that wasn't enough, I'd hold him at gunpoint and make him talk.
Hehehe. Yikes! That's
The
perfectly
dark presence
normal.
was moving ahead of me in the same direction I was going. A cold feeling settled itself in the pit of my stomach. Was it going for Alice?
It's never a good sign when I have to go to a graveyard.
The graveyard shift may cause cancer.
Use. There was nothing.
The place was dead, a ghost town. Had been for decades, maybe a century.
Another manuscript page. How many?
Things were never as simple in real life as in fiction. I had lost count of the times I had wished there'd be a clear reason for my writer's block. Something to fight, something to lash out on. There wasn't. I was filled with doubt. I was nothing like the hero in my books. Alex Casey had gone through his life with single-minded determination, never wavering from his goal. Even now, I was angry at myself, angry at Alice, angry at Barry. I was fumbling and I had no plan.
Aha, Termus. Alan. Die, darkness! Go, Alan, go! Ooh. Ooh, this is... What the fuck? What was that? Did I pick something up? Here. You have destroyed 20 poltergeist. Iron hose. You made the train engine run out of steam. There was an achievement. For that, I take that. Thank you. This way. Aha! That I picked up. A key.
Anything outside of riding is a struggle. I feel ill. I managed to make my way downstairs. There's a shoebox filled with books and papers by Thomas Zane. It's very hard to focus, but I managed to read some of it. He's a poet, and a good one. He writes of muses and creators summoning fabulous things from a magic lake, using his powers to shape the world of a realm of gods and dreams and demons, dark things that wait for a chance to slip through, wearing the flesh of men as disguise. Zane writes about himself, his girlfriend being taken over by a dark presence, about growing scared of the lake. Zane believes it's a mirror to the gaping void of darkness above, where some Lovecraftian presence lurks. I crawl back upstairs. I'll borrow these things for my story. They ring true. They fit.
Which one is better, by the way? Well, rifle was better in Alan Wake 2, but I don't know about this one. Aha, there's a ladder.
The kidnapper had sent me a text. The message was full of spelling errors and insults. It was telling me to hurry up.
I take all that. Hihihi. Tunnels go to Cauldron Lake.
Without warning, the headache stabbed at my brain.
Alice?
I'm losing it. I gotta get out of here. The hunters were big, thick-set men, confident and at home in the woods. They were feeling good, running on beer, ghost stories, and camaraderie late into the night. It did them no good, as they were taken by the dark presence, sucked deep into a darkness far worse than any ghost story they ever told or heard.
Up.
I'm losing it. I gotta get out of here.
Should I be expecting hunters here then? Flashed.
Even behind the closed doors and curtains of his grimy room at the Majestic, the local motel, Nightingale could feel the locals' eyes on him, the unrelenting pressure of their judgment. He forced it out of his mind. For all he knew, they could all be under Wake's spell already. You do what you have to do to get the job done. He took comfort from the bottle in his hand. Please, he thought, just let me get through this.
Oh!
All accidents
Kaffitelmos.
I'd have to make my way up this mine shaft in order to go on. Maybe the machinery could help me with that.
Getting up. Here. Aha. Yep. Maybe there. Is there anything down here? There is something. No, I have a feeling that was the way I was supposed to go. Back up. Hello, what do we have here?
Lightning flashed behind the windows of Cauldron Lake Lodge. Tor Anderson laughed and held the steel hammer above his head. Nurse Sinclair was trying to calm him down without success. Tor grinned madly and shouted, "My hammer's up. Here's a friendly poke from Molnir, wench." He brought the hammer down with all his might on Sinclair's head. "We're on a comeback tour, baby."
It's kind of nice and sad that those two haven't changed one bit. Ow.
Oh, great. Another cable car. Just great.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Double boy.
Shit.
Part of me thinks that there is a hidden meaning. Or trophy, or achievement, or something. If you are able to shoot all of the cans. Cauldron Lake. The 8th deepest lake in the world, Cauldron Lake is a caldera lake formed in the volcanic crater. The volcano itself could be considered to be active, but it has not erupted since the volcanic earthquakes of the 1970s, and even then the underground activity was comparably mild. Despite some property damage, there were no casualties. Cauldron Lake is one of the most beautiful spots in the Bright Falls area, as well as a central figure in many local folk tales. It's a popular recreational area for the area residents. Oh no.
Maud had checked all of Stucky's rental cabins. There had been no sign of the Wakes. It was dark when he'd found their car parked at the end of the road by Cauldron Lake. It made no sense. They must have taken a wrong turn, but there was no sign of them, and the car had been there for hours already. Frustrated, Mott stood on the rotten ruin of the footbridge that had once led to Diver's Isle before it sank beneath the waves years ago. The boss wouldn't be happy.
Oh. I need to go up. Push. Kick. Thomas Zane. Cynthia Weed. Cynthia Weaver and Thomas Zane. Tom. I miss you, Tom. Oh. You talk to me on TV. Tom. I miss you, Tom. Did you write this? Tom. I curse you, Thomas Zane. Oh. This was Cynthia's home.
I could see Cauldron Lake. I thought I could make out the spot where the island and the cabin had been. There was a light near it. It had to be a boat.
And
I was
this
close
manuscript.
now. I had to get there fast. I dreaded what I would find. I tried to hold on to Alice, but her form melted away. I was losing control. Dr. Hartman stood in her place. I wanted to hit him, but my arms were jelly. He smiled. It was a reassuring smile, and I hated him for it. I had to give you a sedative. Don't fight it. You went through another rough period. Right now, it's very important that you stay calm. We don't want you to have another episode. You're a patient at my clinic. Have been for a while now.
Hey, I'm here! I'm coming!
No! Get away! I'm sorry. Please, please. The boss didn't know what he was messing with. I didn't know. I swear, I didn't know. We don't have his wife. We don't know where she is. She's probably drowned. We just said we had her to make him play ball. You see? They got him writing for us. Please.
And that was end of episode 3. Part of me just wants to listen this whole song.
Previously on Alan Wake, I'm hunted by the law.
Sheriff, Wake's running. I'm giving chase.
Are you seriously telling me that writer just took out my deputies?
A thriller I supposedly wrote is coming true. The genre of the story seems to be shifting. It's turning into a horror story. I was told that Alice had been kidnapped, but that was a lie.
We don't have his wife. We don't know where she is.
Her purported kidnapper was eaten up by the dark presence before it attacked me.
Alan, shh, baby. It was just a nightmare.
Alice.
There you go, Alan.
Hartman, I fell.
I had to give you a sedative. Don't fight it. You went through another rough period.
What?
Right now, it's very important that you stay calm. We don't want you to have another episode. You're a patient at my clinic. Have been for a while now. The shock of your wife's death triggered a mental illness.
No, you lie.
You're suffering from various symptoms of undifferentiated schizophrenia.
Bastard.
It's okay, Alan. Just let go.
I felt groggy. Whatever Hartman had bumped in me was making me numb. I felt like this was happening to someone else. Someone I was watching on television. I couldn't think. Couldn't focus.
And I think this is good place to stop. Because I have that kind of schedule that I have limited time. So I am trying to play these 1 episode a day. If they all are about hour to 2 hours. But let's see who to rate. Is there anybody to rate? Well, there is Passion. Play in Starbound with with probably pony modes. Let's see what the rate says first. Yes, rate is happening. But yeah, compared to Alan Wake 2, this game is not. I can actually play this. me sequel for me to realize that I can actually maybe finish the previous game. Because compared to that, nothing. But thank you everybody for watching. Thank you. Wait a minute. Gabriel Fishy for the follow and Octavian Fall for the raid. Thank you. Hopefully you enjoy your stay. And see you next time. Same Venot channel. Good night.